Early in the morning.
What's going on, the people? They miss your boy Cam, Topical Juice, and we are here with the first episode of Love is Blind Season 4. Now guys, this is the first ever episode I've watched of Love is Blind, period, ever, whatsoever. Categorically, I've never seen even a clip of this. I just know how popular it is. So I've gone into the show very open-minded. I didn't know what to expect. It's 4 seasons deep, so I'm hoping it's going to be better than ever. And yeah, man, it was an interesting watch still, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is brand new to me, it's brand new territory for me, so I really hope that you enjoy the next few reviews. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop an episode daily for the next 5 days, and then I think every Friday they then drop another episode. So guys, let's get straight into this video, man. Let's done the waffling thing. Like the video for me, hit the bell to be notified for me. Please press that subscribe button for me. It's road to 50k. Please help your boy get there. And of course, if you want to support your boy's merchandise, it's in the description below. I know you want to support that. And I've recently added, finally, after years, I've finally added pillows / cushions to my merchandise list. So check it out in the description below. For the ladies in the audience, you can sit on my face whenever you want. Get me? Anyway, so let's get straight into this. So, as I said, this is brand new to me. So this is really new to me. I didn't know what the premise was. I didn't know what the idea was. Like, all I know is that it's a dating show, basically. So, Vanessa and Nick are the hosts, right? So they've come in and she asked them, why are you here? And a couple of them came out with some good points. A guy called Ryland, I don't think we saw him too much in this episode, but we'll see more of him going forward. Ryland, yeah, he basically makes a point about how he's constantly distracted by phones. He wants to be present in the moment when he's talking to someone, etc, etc. I mean, fam, can you not just put your phone down when you're on a date? Or maybe you can put your phone in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? You can be present in different ways, but anyway, whatever, good for you. The guy called JP, he basically came out and said, he's bored of swiping, he doesn't really want to swipe anymore, and so be on dating apps and etc, etc. So I think a lot of the common theme in the little introduction or why people are here is that some people feel like their time is running out. You know, everything in this life is fleeting. They want to just have a life partner to continue the journey with. Some of them just don't really want to be on social media no more and do it that way. The episode largely focused around Chelsea, Kwame, Micah, Paul, Amber, Jackie B, JB, Bliss, Zach, and Brett and Tiffany. And I think there was a few more names in there. In fact, it was even less than that. It largely focused on the Micah storyline with Kwame and Paul, and the Tiffany and Brett storyline. But I think the way I'm gonna do the episodes is I'm gonna do it like my Love Island reviews and just do it chronological, just linear, like address the episode as the episode goes on. The first round of dates starts with just Chelsea girl and Kwame. Now, first impressions. Kwame, so he's the only black brother on the show so far, innit, from today, so that we've seen properly. I think there's another black brother that he speaks to, but like, Kwame's a dark skinned brother, you know what I'm saying? First impressions, he's alright still, he's cool, like he's very well spoken, he's articulate. He actually came out and made a point about how he was gonna call himself Alex, but he said, you know what, let me call myself Kwame, that's his real name. And I appreciate that, you know, a lot of people in the black community, or even just the minority community in general, whether it's Asians, whatever you want, a lot of them do use more English names, easy to pronounce, especially as it's less opportunity for the other person to judge you as well. If your name's Kwame, instantly they might have some unconscious biases there. It's a freshy name, bro. It's a black name, it's a fresh name. So people might be looking at, oh, Kwame, like, oh, he might be this, he might be that. But I'm glad he used his real name, and he comes across pretty well. But he's gonna go outside, bro. He is gonna go outside. Like, we're gonna get to it. With the whole Micah situation, he's gonna go outside. And I'm not convinced on Micah, you know. Micah's a bit sneaky. Like, I feel like she's a good girl and a clean heart, but it's just like the way she made Kwame feel bad about his connection with Chelsea, just to then entertain this Paul guy and say, you know what, Paul, if you're on, I'm on. Paul, if you're ready, I'm ready. But we'll get to that. So Kwame and Micah, they're just flirting, and she basically says, oh yeah, she has a crush on the wall, and Micah seems pretty nice. Now after Kwame, Micah has a date with Paul. Now Paul is the environmental scientist. They get on okay. Allegedly they get on better than her and Kwame, and she's prepared to throw it all away for him. But I didn't really get that connection. I think Paul's a bit of a sleazeball low-key as well. I think Paul's just there to play the field, to be honest. Even though, yeah, he's talking about closing other doors for Micah, I feel like he's not that serious. The way he was taking Chelsea serious, talking to Chelsea about, oh yeah, there's such a strong possibility that me and you are leaving here together, just for 2 minutes later for him to say to, alright, cool, Micah, let's do it. And it just goes to show you, the good thing about this show, it really demonstrates human nature in its purest form. This is why I don't trust anyone as far as I can throw them. What I mean when I say that is that no one can surprise me. If I was on that show, every single bar, every single lyric a woman is spinning to me, yeah, just to protect myself and because it's realistic, I will say to myself, she is saying the exact same stuff to other people. This is how she moves in her other dates. Never think you're special. Seriously, it's very important to know that these people, just because it's you two in a room, just be very aware that it ain't you two in the whole experience, you understand? So even Paul, he kept making the same jokes. Oh, so when we're married, we can listen to this song, and when we're married, we can do this. Like, he kept saying the same lyric to every girl. Oh, when we're married, we'll have that food at our wedding. Oh, when we're married, we'll listen to that song. Bro, get some new bars, bro. Paul's ultimately well-traveled and he's an environmental scientist, so he's lived in the Bahamas, he's done here, he's done that, he's done this, he's done that, he's well-traveled. But there's an energy about Paul that I don't really like, but still, it's early doors. So it's Amber and Paul now. As I said, he's made the same jokes with everyone else. Now Amber's the one that's been married twice. And I think to myself, listen, darling, you've given marriage a spin twice. Do you really need to jump on a TV show where you get married again for the third time? Rather than focusing on marriage and walking down the aisle and all that stuff, how about looking deeper at why your marriage has failed or why you even want to get married in the first place? Is it a long-term partner? You can get that without being married. Is it kids? You can have that without being married. You understand? So what is the infatuation about being married? Not just once, not twice, a third time. I think maybe rule marriage out as a social experiment gone wrong for you and just keep it stepping. I don't know if marriage is the one for you, but either way, Amber's got unrealistic expectations in my opinion. Even though she wants a man to be interested in her internal, which is fine, that's not a problem, that's normal. She said basically, my looks should be the least interesting thing about me. Now, that's not really how the real world works, especially in dating. If you're gonna get to know someone's personality, you're damn well gonna have to be attracted to them. Unless you're in Love is Blind and you've got a wall between someone, you understand? But come on now, looks are what attracts people. It's what gets you aroused and things like that in sexual situations. It's not like, when I'm beating you, like if I'm stroking, I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, your humor, it just does something to me. You see, the way you empathize and validate my opinions. You know what I'm saying? You better, you get me, come down to earth. Appearances matter. You got Jackie B and JB. I'm gonna skip through them because they weren't really that interesting. Jackie B, she's got a good personality. I think she's quite out there. She's quite confident. She's quite charismatic. It'd be interesting to see who she goes for. So yeah, we got a little cameo from her. A girl called Bliss, Zach, and I think Zach is a criminal defense lawyer, and Bliss, she grew up in Alaska. She actually said she's a fisherwoman. You can't say fisherwoman in 2023, you know. Not if we're gonna follow the law of Sam Smith, it's she's a fisherman. Sorry, don't cancel me. I'm not laughing. Sorry, don't cancel me. She's a fisherman. No, don't kill me. Anyway, so she's a fisherman, and yeah. So you got Tiffany, 36. Now Tiffany, so the majority. So Tiffany and Brett, them two are a good marriage. And I don't even mean marriage as in the legal term. I just mean they're a good couple, you understand? Their personalities marry. I think their age, their ambition, their histories. A lot of them had a lot of sob stories. A lot of them were really pulling on the heartstrings of the ladies. It was quite interesting. You had Brett, who was telling his story of being one of the creative directors of Nike, and I respect and rate that. And Brett, I think them two, they've got I don't know how the show goes. Honestly, I don't know what happens next. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what happens in 5 days or whatever. But I think they have the potential to like win. If that's what happens in the show, do they win? Can someone win? But to go the furthest in the show, I believe they got the most potential. Obviously, right at the end of the show, she falls asleep, and it's funny because he was mad about that. He said, I'm done. I'm trying to open up, and she just was gone now or whatever. I'm done. Bro, relax, yeah, relax. What, so after all that 6 days of building up love and falling for each other, what, she didn't reply for she didn't reply for a few minutes and you're, I'm done. If anything, it's actually a compliment when a girl can fall asleep to your voice, bro. But obviously he doesn't know that she's falling asleep. But let's be real here, you think she's just gonna walk out? If I don't know, maybe it's me because I know she's falling asleep. I'll be knocking. I wouldn't just assume she's left after 6 days of bonding. I'll be knocking on the wall saying, fam, wake up. Are you still there? Yo, have you gone? Hey, Ness, Nessa. I'll be screaming down that wall. I'll be screaming that wall down, bro. You be hearing me from the female quarters, from the male quarters and female quarters, from where the ladies are staying. They give feedback throughout the episode, and the boys are feeling Micah quite a lot, and Jackie likes JP, Marshall, and Josh, but we don't really get to see much of them. We then see a girl called Irina. She's the girl that used to have bad acne on her face, and she just wants to feel loved from what's on the inside. Her exterior is going to change, her hair is going to change, her appearance is going to change, but what's on the inside won't change. That's actually cap. We change quite often on the inside. So yeah, especially you can meet someone at 20 years old, they're going to change by 27. And they say that we change every 7 years anyway. Yeah, and we grow in different ways. So if I'm being facetious and pedantic here, then, your personality changes as well. So, but either way, she wants to be loved for her interior. And so her sob stories are all about kind of her acne, and then Zach's sob story. Again, by the way, I feel sorry for these people. When I say sob story, I'm not downplaying it. It really is a sob story, but it's just a sob story. Isn't it? A lot of reality TV does that. X Factor does it. Zach's sob story is that he kept making jokes about being a stripper. It's funny because for someone who understands he needed to be more vulnerable, he was very quick to be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh yeah, I made a few jokes, but actually I need to be vulnerable, and then just opened up a book about how his mum died. I was thinking, right, you must be quite an open book, or you must be quite transparent for you to just struggle to be vulnerable, but then all of a sudden just spewing all your history. But either way, so his mum actually used to be a stripper. He was very poor, and his mum used to strip to put food on the table to make money, and then she passed away essentially. So he's a criminal defense lawyer, and he basically says he wants his life to be all about serving others. Fair enough, man. He wants a wife and kids. We'll see how that transpires. Irina was similar. She was poorish from Russia, and then she moved to America. Boy, wouldn't say that out loud in this climate. she might get emmed off in the, you know what I'm saying? Someone might just sneak in and put a pillow over her. This is for USA. This Zach brother actually got emotional. Like he actually started to cry, saying that like the girls he's fallen in love with previously, their families judged him, innit? They judged man from his upbringing and stuff. And I'm thinking, what kind of families you been around? And I'm saying, imagine if you were black and your mum was a stripper. Boy, you know what I'm saying? You get me? Then it'd be real peak in America. But yeah, so he seems like a pretty clean heart. He's a defense lawyer. I mean, then again, lawyers, they're either clean-hearted or heartless. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the people they have to protect or defend, but the people that they do defend who are innocent and stuff, they're very. We need lawyers, you know what I'm saying? Irina actually says she's never met a guy like him in her life. Well, that's right, you haven't met the guy. So yeah, you haven't met a guy like him because you haven't even met him yet. Now Zach is with Bliss, and yeah, they then end up having some connection and some like, oh my god, we must be soulmates, because they know the lyrics to a song. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know the song. I Hope You Dance by Leanne. If I play it on YouTube, I probably heard of it. I probably have heard the song, but off the top of my head, I don't know the song. And they were all smitten with each other, like, oh my god, this is it. And it just goes to show you, guys, like, especially women, because I know men do have these kind of connections as well. But you can see the women in this season, or the women, it is women in general. I've got a lot of women friends. Women love this idea of a fairy tale. They really, really do. Like that moment, oh my god, my mum's song for me is your favourite song. What are the chances? Like, now, don't get me wrong, that is nice, it's cute, innit? It's somewhat spiritual, but I think if a song's quite famous and well known, people are gonna know it, innit? So like, I feel like, I don't know, man, I feel like a lot of people just are drawn to that idea of like it's a fairy tale. Like, oh my god, we meet behind a wall, we connect over our favourite song that reminds us of our mothers, and we're gonna get married to that song, and oh my god, like, and then all of a sudden their heart just melts, and I'm just like for me, I have to date someone or see someone for the best part of like 6 months plus. It's not like a date anyway, to be honest, but it'd have to be minimum. I'd have to be dealing with or seeing someone, whatever, for a bare minimum 6 months before I could even think about taking it serious, like, or being like serious long term. Now, throughout the episode, yeah, Micah's excited about Kwame and Paul. Paul just says some dead bars about, oh yeah, I can't wait to just. I would like you to just wrap your legs around me, and we can then just make out, Like, I was like, God, is this? Is this what these men? These are lyrics these men come with. Oh yeah, wrap your legs around me and we'll just make out. Yeah, whatever. She's actually stringing my doggy Kwame on, man. Like, my doggy Kwame is ready to just risk it all, close everyone else off, and yeah, she's finessing him. Kwame basically has a good connection with Chelsea, and he's proper like, she's gassed by him. They're talking on like some spiritual level where she's a lot more honest with her opinions on him, and she's a lot more reassuring and deliberate with her intentions and validates his opinions and emotions, etc, etc. This is Chelsea, that is. So Chelsea and Kwame are having this kind of like horny moment where they're like, oh my god, so when we like, when I touch your body, like I want to touch your soul, and I want to be all this proper spiritual sex stuff, like, fam. It's funny because Kwame, he was just horny, man. He was just horny. He was like, be careful, I'll limit up before I just burst through there. And she's like, oh yeah, I want that now. And he's like, yeah, I'll come through now. And she's like, no, I ain't talking about sex, I'm talking about marriage. He's leaning towards Chelsea at this time. So his next date with Micah, he actually says to Micah, listen, he's honest, he says, like, I've got quite a strong connection with someone else. And Micah's proper dejected, she's down, she's like, like, how did it transpire? How did it escalate like this? We were kind of getting on well, I just want to know. And then Kwame kind of backtracks and he's kind of like, actually, like, if I had to describe the perfect person, it would have been like you. Her ascension was kind of, I don't know, unprovoked and rah rah rah. But so then Micah basically does the invisible crocodile tears, yeah, through the wall. And he basically says, listen, like, you know what, I'll propose to you early, let's do it right now. And she's like, gets gassed and, you know, got her, like, manipulated him back, just for her to basically not agree to it, kind of mug him off in the lobby, in the little, what do you call it, like a apartment that they're in, you know, just say that I'm not gonna rush, etc, etc, just to then go into a date with Paul and basically say, if you give me more, I'm all the way in. And I'm thinking, nah, not my doggy Kwame, not my doggy Kwame going outside like that, bruh. Like, they got Kwame going outside and Micah just stringing him on a little bit. And it just goes to show you, as I said earlier, the dating pool, guys, like, everyone says the same bars, everyone says the same lyrics. You can't trust anyone. If this is like real life. If you guys ever, male or female in the audience, if you are talking to someone, or you are dating someone, or you are even sleeping with someone, it is safer to assume the person you're doing that with is doing that exact same thing with someone else. Protect your heart, protect your feelings, guys. I don't trust no one in it. I just don't. Like, I know how selfish humans are. I'm a human. I know how selfish I am. Like, I know the mistakes I've made. I know the mistakes humans make. Like, I get it. Like, humans literally are always self-serving. It doesn't matter if it could be someone that you're in a loyal relationship with, but they might even have that plan B just in case your marriage fails. And they, when I'm 40, we'll get married. Even that. Little things like that. Everyone's got someone, a plan B or a plan C or a plan Z. Everyone. This show really does kind of emphasize that. Obviously it's a social experiment. They literally are dating everyone, but it just goes to show that's like real life as well, just less controlled and all that. You get it? One of the other funny things I like about this show, yeah, is that it just goes to show how catty people are as well. Like, as soon as they get back into their little apartment, they already start branching off into their little girls, and they're like, I don't really want to talk about this because I don't trust that girl over there. That's Chelsea, actually. She said, I don't want to talk about Kwame because I don't trust that Micah over there. All this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's proper catty. I don't know, mad one, but, oh yeah, I even forgot to say, fam, was it Micah? Micah even said, Micah actually said she's falling for Kwame. She said, like, I'm actually falling for you. Do you know how mad that is? That people, it's like Love Island all over again. Tanya, I'm falling in love with you. I'm falling in love with you. To then take home Martin. Like, bro, how can people fall in love with multiple people? How can she say, I'm falling in love with you, Kwame, but Paul, let's do it. Let's go right now. Paul, if you're ready for me, let's go. Like, I love you, Paul. Like, what is this? This is what I'm saying. You can't trust people. I'm sitting here. Imagine I'm Kwame. The girl I like just says she's falling for me. I'm gassed. And imagine she's actually saying the same thing to the next man. Nah, shocking. Damn, these episodes are going to be kind of long, innit? Feck. They're giving feedback again, and it's just a lot of this stuff is proper cringy. Like, Brett's talking about Tiffany, and this other black brother, yeah, kind of lighter skinned, but I don't know what his name is, but he's kind of talking to Brett like, yeah, Brett, love hurts, bro. Love really hurts, bro, but don't worry, take your opportunity, bro. She's there, bro. She's the other side of the wall, bro. She's the other side, bro. Take that leap of faith, bro. Take that leap, bro. Fam, is this what people, fam? This is cringy. Like, it is like, just take that leap, bro. She's there. She's the other side of the wall, bro. I get it, but I just, maybe I'm being bad, man. And yeah, it's just more scenes of Tiffany and Brett talking about how much they want to hug each other, and yeah, they love each other and they don't want to give up. And oh yeah, then he basically starts talking about how his brother died, innit? Which was really awful. Like, he was engaged, they were together for 10 years, and they were just about to get married, and rather than planning a wedding or going to a wedding, they go to his funeral because he crashed. And I thought that was a real dark story. And he basically opens up and says this and that. It really made me question our own mortality. It shines that light on our own mortality. And it's true, death usually does that to you. It reminds you of our mortality. Do you know what reminds me of our mortality? When I'm ill, when I can't breathe. You know, when you have a simple cold, like I got now, I can't breathe, my hay fever. I'm like, damn, that reminds me, like, I'm actually human. Like, I took my breathing for granted. Like, one little blocked nose and it's long for man, you get it? So when people die, like, and if I know or hear people have died and this, that and the other, like, it always reminds us this world is so short. So he's internalized that, and he fears like, oh, loving someone, then looking forward to things with people, and then them dying or something happening to them, and it F's it all up. But bro, that's life, unfortunately. You can't live in that bubble wrap, you know what I'm saying? You can't, like, you have to allow yourself time to experience great things and meet new people and just pray and hope that nothing happens, basically. You know, we can't live our lives in fear. We have to live our lives with, you know, strength, you understand? But he's obviously a very strong individual to lose your brother and stuff, so, you know, big up Brett still. So they're giving feedback, right? And Kwame is a bit stupid because he is too honest and open about who he feels. So he's giving feedback and saying, yo, I like Micah. Micah's my number one. You know what I'm saying? Micah is my number one. So Paul, basically, off the back of hearing that, Paul the sleazebag, the slime ball, yeah, I know he's slimy, I know it. He now feels pressured to move to Micah because he doesn't want to lose her, basically. And it's the typical male mentality, ladies. Look at what you'll observe. This is male mentality 101. He categorically said to Amber, I think it was, that he likes her. You know what I'm saying? That is a strong chance we'll leave to here together. Well, he did get a little bit of a red flag when Amber answered the question about cheating, even though she said she never cheated. She was just saying it would have gone that way because I was unhappy, rah rah. I get why that's a red flag, because if you're unhappy, it's not about cheating, it's about just breaking it off with someone. But I don't think she meant it like that. So there was a bit of sour stuff there, but ultimately he was just saying that him and Amber get on well. But off the back of what Kwame said, Paul's trying to pursue Micah now. Kwame, you're too loose with your tongue, bro. You're far too loose. So yeah, it's Paul and Micah, and she basically says, you know, if you were more sure of me, I'd be more on it. Paul asks her, who are you leaning towards? Like, well, all right. She goes, the answer's easy. And he's like, yeah? And he's like, it would definitely be you. I'm like, you just said you're falling in love with someone. For you to then say it would definitely be this boring, bland ass Paul. Oh yeah, bro. Let me just make out, bro. Come on, man. The way she was dejected when Kwame was honest about his connection with Chelsea, the way she manipulated him to kind of go back with her and put all his eggs in her basket, and now she's ready to jump ship with Paul. Shocking stuff. But the thing is, you can tell she's got reservations. She's sharp. Micah's sharp. She can tell that even though she might like Paul more, I believe she thinks Kwame is probably a safer option because he's more vocal about certain things, the tone in his voice. Micah can detect that Paul's not really, even the little inflections and tone in his voice, he's not convinced, innit? He's not 100% sure that he wants to lock it off with the other girls, etc, etc. She has reservations, and rightly so. So we'll see if he actually locks it off in tomorrow's episode, or I might watch it today and I'll watch it tomorrow, And then the episode basically ends with Tiffany and Brett. You've got Brett opening up and all this stuff, and apparently they love each other and everyone's in love after 6 days. God damn it, love really is blind, fam. Love is blind, deaf, dumb, and ignorant and stupid, you know what I'm saying? Love is stupid. They have a heart-to-heart, and she basically falls asleep, as I said, and he then kicks off, and he's like, oh, hello, and he's like, I'm done. What do you mean you're done? Whatever, we'll see what happens in the next episode, guys. But, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. This is a long episode, but I hope you enjoyed the review. I'll be back tomorrow. So, yeah, I mean, Love is Blind. We're doing a new TV show, so... cool. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you lot soon. Let me know your thoughts, guys. What the hell do I know? I'm just a man in his 20s. Peace.